Hello, welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. It's me, A. Prustian, and I have a whole bunch of people to talk to still, I think. I had to double, it's been a couple days, so I had to double check where I've already talked to people, but it looks like the next thing I need to do is go try to find Gant. So, police station, criminal affairs department. Say it's deserted. Everyone's busy solving crimes. Oh, this is new dialogue. If you're looking for the others, they're all in the conference room. Thanks? Wow, he actually talked to us. With the chief prosecutor saying what she did and the decision about what to do, about Mr. Edgeworth, not to mention our statement to the media in tomorrow's trial. There's more chaos going on than Thanksgiving and Christmas put together. I think festive is the word usually used for those. Yeah, this is not a festive occasion. Sir, we'd like to have a look around Chief Gant's office. Just use the connecting hallway to the other building. Take the elevator to the top floor. Really? You mean it's okay for us to go in there? I mean, we aren't police officers or anything. Hey, you're right. You can't go in there. It's off limits. Emma. Now I see where Detective Gumshoe gets his unique charm. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's head to the chief's office. That's amazing. Because, wait, what? Why is there an organ? The fuck? Okay. Oh, I knew it would be an office big enough for two people because Lana and Gant used to share it. I did not expect an organ. Gant is not beating the came out of a Dracula musical vibes here. Oh, the actual like organ music. Whoa, where am I? In the chief's office, silly. At least that's what it said on the door. Check out that pipe organ. That's real, isn't it? Hey, I used to take organ lessons in kindergarten. Wait, what? They used to call me Little Miss Bach. Okay. I thought I was a genius until they tried teaching me notes. But just hitting the buttons you could do. I never could remember where C was. Hmm? Oh, here he is. Oh, it's you two. Chief Gant. He put that paper he was reading in his desk. So, righto, have you been swimming lately? No, I haven't. I've been kind of busy lately. I can appreciate that. I've had my hands full, too, with Mr. Marshall's misconduct and Lana's provocative statement. Provocative statement? Oh, you mean about the forged evidence. 2 years have passed since that incident. My, how time flies. See that big picture on the wall over there? I did see that big picture on the wall. That's a picture of Lana, Neil, and me. What's with the figure on the right, though? Interesting. It's like almost like a suit of armor. The jar! I recognize that jar. The vase, I guess. So this is Mr. Marshall's brother, Prosecutor Neil Marshall. We took it to commemorate our work together. Something's not right with this picture. I can't quite seem to put my finger on it, though. Is it the jar? Gant team picture added to court record. I guess there's the suit of armor behind him now, so that's where the picture was taken. But that means the jar was in this office. Anyway, I'd like to reminisce all day, but there are matters that need my attention. I'm gonna lock up here, so let's go out together. Oh. But this office, it was a crime scene 2 years ago, wasn't it? That case has long since been over. There's no need to investigate it anymore. All the same, we'd still like to have a look around. Perhaps you didn't hear me. I said there's no need to investigate it anymore. He did it, didn't he? Now hurry up and get out. I have a meeting to attend. Damn. Looks like we aren't welcome. Seems that case isn't over with yet, after all. What do you mean? Chief Gant denied our request to search the crime scene. It means there must be a reason he doesn't want us looking around in there. You mean like a clue? There's got to be a way we can get inside the chief's office. Oh. But if I just go directly back to it, I assume he'll kick me out. Oh, Gumshoe. Hey, pal. Detective Gumshoe, aren't you supposed to be in a meeting? I'm, just taking a breather. My feet hurt. From sitting so long? Actually, from serving everyone coffee. Oh, Gumshoe. Sounds like Detective Gumshoe's still out of the loop. Say, have either of you seen Mr. Edgeworth? Edgeworth? No. Why do you ask? He's under fire from both the police department and the prosecutor's office. It's almost like the battle's between you two in court. That sounds serious. Is it because of what my sister said? That's basically what it all boils down to. That falsified evidence 2 years ago. I want to know what the falsified evidence is. Now Mr. Edgeworth has the whole world after his blood. Yikes. I appreciate that they actually care about corruption. It just feels like, I don't know, I don't have that much faith in the real world justice system that much, but Edgeworth's crisis. But why would Edgeworth be blamed? It's not like he knew the evidence was forged. Lana Skye is the guilty party here, isn't she? Regardless, a prosecutor is responsible for the evidence they present in court. Not only that, but as you know, there have been a lot of rumors going around about Mr. Edgeworth. His amazing talent as a prosecutor has kept him safe from those who don't like him. But now, with this, are there really so many people who hate him? In our world, only those with talent rise to the top. Mr. Edgeworth not only has that, but he's young. There's no better recipe I know of for making enemies. Hey, Dick, keep up the good work. Yes, sir. Let's go out for lunch again sometime. My treat. Yes, sir. You gotta take me back to that joint sometime, okay, Dick? Yes, sir. Seems you don't have any problems with enemies. Yeah, well, I'm careful not to stick out. Anyway, I'm a bit worried about him. Under all this pressure, I'm afraid Mr. Edgeworth just might crack. Okay, what do you know about SL9? Actually, I took a look at the file earlier while the coffee was brewing. He seems genuinely concerned for Edgeworth. Well, did you find out anything? The only evidence Dark left behind was during his final attack. His final attack? You mean... Yeah, when he killed Prosecutor Marshall, who was trying to protect some girl. Oh my god, Gumshoe. Me. Seems Detective Gumshoe never realized Emma was the girl. That's when he left the most incriminating evidence of all. Well, what was it? Yeah, that's what I want to know. Oh, let's see. I think it had something to do with the murder weapon? Oh, I forget. Look, it's all written somewhere in here, okay? His powers of recollection never fail to impress. Maybe we should show him the murder weapon. Might jog his memory. Okay. Well, let's do this first. Joe Dark was 42 at the time of the crime. He was just your run-of-the-mill businessman. A businessman? What made him take to serial killing? One day on his way home from work, he hit someone with his car. With with his car? So it was an accident? An accident, yes, but it transformed him into an animal. An animal? He killed a man that witnessed the accident. Then he killed a lady who saw the second crime. A kid walked by then, so he killed them too. Then when he was burying the bodies, a jogger came upon the scene and was killed as well. Finally, he turned himself in. Wow. Damn. Seems he was a pretty careless animal. Of course, this is all conjecture. There wasn't a single shred of evidence. How is there no evidence with that many killings? So he turned himself in. Yes, but in the middle of his questioning, he fled and murdered his final victim. Prosecutor Marshall. That crime was witnessed by someone too, but luckily Dark was arrested on the spot. Hey, it's a good thing that last witness wasn't killed. Oh my god, Gumshoe, read the room. That last witness, aka Emma. Okay, so let's go to the court record here and find the switchblade, because I think this is what we want to present. Oh wait, no, I can't do it this way. I have to present here. About this. Hey, is that? Has a tag attached to it with the label SL9 incident on it. I believe this would be the broken murder weapon you were speaking of. What are you doing with that? Ever since that case was closed, that knife's been locked away in a locker. Yeah, so why was it... Oh, okay, right. I think that Goodman, with the murderer, took all the evidence out of Goodman's locker. And then Goodman got killed. And then Goodman was stuffed into Edgeworth's car, maybe, and along with some of the evidence? Like, his Lana finds it, maybe, wraps up this knife in her scarf, shoves it in the tailpipe. I guess? On the day Detective Goodman was murdered, this suddenly disappeared from the locker and was found in Mr. Edgeworth's car's muffler. That's it! Now I remember what that incriminating piece of evidence was. When you showed me that knife, it all came back to me. Well, what is it, Detective? Quick, before you forget again! This knife, it was Joe Dark's, wasn't it? That's right. We traced it back to the store he bought it at. Plus, it had his fingerprints on it, too. But no one actually witnessed him using it to murder anyone, right? Yeah, that's where his luck ran out. When you take a good look at the knife, you'll see it's broken. You don't have to take a good look to notice that. Yeah, well, anyway, take a guess where the broken off tip of the knife was found. In Neil Marshall? Where was it? The victim, Neil Marshall, was carrying it inside his own body. Yeah. Whoa. It was found deep inside the stab wound. Did it match Dark's knife? You bet, down to the last fiber. Does metal have fibers? That's pretty conclusive. Stabbed in the back, died from punctured heart and lung. A knife tip was in the wound. The broken tip was found in the victim's body and belonged to murderer Joe Dark. Well, there you have it in a nutshell. That's all I know. Can I ask you one more thing? What is it? If it's money you need, you should have to ask Chief Gant. It's not money, but it does concern the chief. His office is a crime scene, right? It's where Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered. The chief's out now and his office is locked, but we'd like to have a look around if that's okay. Well, any detective's ID card can unlock the door. What? Really? But if I let a civilian in there, I'd be charged with breach of trust. breach of trust? Simply put, I'd be canned. Oh no, we can't have that. Oh, sorry, pal. I don't plan on getting fired because of you. How about this ID card? It was Detective Goodman's. That won't work either. The data was deleted the day he died. Oh. So in other words, Gumshoe is our only chance of getting into that office. I wonder if there's something we could show him that would make him change his mind. I mean, I feel like... Well, let me double check this real quick. He said everything was in here. But I don't see anything. This, I think, maybe the photo here. Let me share a little advice with you as a detective. Okay, so not this. The jar. About that jar, I think I've seen it before somewhere. Somewhere? Or maybe it's one of those memories people have from previous lives. This must be the most uninformative detective I've ever met. Something about it makes me feel uneasy. It's like I'm in the chief's office and he's yelling at me. Yeah, and you're looking at the jar on the wall. Chief Gant? Where could I have seen that before? Okay, so now I can show him this. No? Really? It's in the fucking picture! Okay, so I showed him the jar. That wasn't enough. Ugh. I've already presented the knife. This is all earlier stuff. I really thought it was gonna be... Wait, maybe if I talk to him again? No. Maybe just the incident files? I've been studying up on those files. There's nothing wrong with Mr. Edgeworth's presentation. To think people are accusing him of injustice. I, for one, ain't buying it, pal. You're looking into the case for Mr. Edgeworth? Yeah, it was a pretty big deal what was going on, you know. After all, a serial killer was on the loose. But Lana was pretty clear in her confession. She forged evidence in order to prove Joe Dark guilty. What about this? No. I still think it's this. Come on. Respond to it differently, Gumshoe. Shit. Okay, I think, I don't want to go too deep into the hints, but I think I need to try to talk to Edgeworth, maybe? I'm not sure. That's not clear. But I'm going to leave and try to go there. I'll try to go to Edgeworth's office, but I thought he was being... No one's here today, not even Miss Starr. Everyone's probably busy looking into exactly what went down in the evidence room. That must be where the detectives are. We proved in court today that on the day of the crime, no one was murdered in the evidence room at 5:15 p.m. Yeah, I thought we were finally making some headway in our case. But instead it looks like we just ended up making Lana look even more guilty. Hang in there, Lana. I've got to find all the answers by tomorrow. Yeah. I wonder if Edgeworth is back yet. There he is. Looks like he's writing something. What are you doing here? He sure was quick to throw that paper on the floor. Tough day in court, huh? Huh. I've had to live the past 2 years with rumors flying around. What's another allegation to me? Cheer up, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm rooting for you. That's Edgeworth for you. Always trying to hide his real feelings. Yeah, that is Edgeworth. So, what do you want? Unlike some people, I don't have all day. Well, I think I need to talk to you because Gumshoe's a dead end right now. So let's talk about this. Forged evidence. There's no excuse for what I've done. 2 years ago, I used false evidence to obtain a guilty verdict. That's what it all breaks down to, and nothing I do can erase that fact. But you didn't know, did you? I mean that the evidence was falsified. The police department and the prosecutor's office share a bond of trust. If that bond is broken, we stand to lose everything. The police department's error is my error, my responsibility as the prosecutor in charge. That fact remains the same no matter what excuses I might have. Mr. Edgeworth, I take pride in my work. So tell me why. Why has it all come to this? Even Edgeworth can't keep this kind of emotion bottled up. Tomorrow's trial? Are you up for the trial tomorrow? First, last year's trial, and now this one. Seems all you do is worry about me. Yeah, there's a reason for that, Edgeworth. To be honest, you're getting on my nerves. But Mr. Edgeworth, you can't just walk out on the trial. Tomorrow's the last day. It's too late to change prosecutors. I'll bet that's what my superiors are banking on. I never thought that case would come back to haunt me like this. That looks like the paper that Gant was hiding. What do you mean? The list of evidence. It seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. It's only half as long as most lists. That is odd. After Neil Marshall was murdered, I became prosecutor for that case. I may not have been part of the investigation, but I knew what I had to do. Use the evidence I was given to prove the suspect guilty. That was really the only thing on my mind at the time. You know, Lana and Gant are not looking too good here. I think, I think Gant maybe killed Marshall. Maybe. But even without that, they falsified evidence here. At least Lana did. And then chose a brand new prosecutor to be the one to present it because he wouldn't know better. Like, maybe he wouldn't realize that list was shorter than normal because he hadn't seen lists before, Say, we just saw a picture taken around that time. That picture. Something seems strange about it. Yes, this goddamn picture. Okay, the day of the crime. Could you tell us again about what happened that day? The day Detective Goodman was murdered? You were participating in a ceremony over at the station, right? I've never cared for ceremonies, but I had to attend that one. Because you were awarded this? Those receiving awards can't exactly skip out on the ceremony. It doesn't have a sword on it. In the picture, when Neil Marshall's holding it, it's a sword and shield behind the K. I finished up at the office in the morning, then drove over to the police department. You finished up at the office? Yes, just odds and ends, clerical stuff. I didn't plan on returning to the office that day. Oh, interesting. Then why did he? Ah, that is until I was asked to take something back. That's right. I think Gant asked him to bring, the screwdriver back. Man, Gant is up to this neck deep. Dude. Take something back? Yeah, this. Oh, yeah. Chief Gant asked you to hold on to that, didn't he? Yes. It was a piece of evidence in a case that was closed half a year ago. He asked me to bring it back to the prosecutor's office. That's the story we heard yesterday. So you came back here to the prosecutor's office because the chief asked you to. That's right. Edgeworth is being used. You know, they used him in that trial to get the verdict with the false evidence. They used him to bring the body over in his car, I suspect. Jesus. Okay. But see, I was right. I was right about the sword. Okay, let's present it. This picture was hanging on the wall in Chief Gant's office. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He had just started making a name for himself. Looks like this was taken when he received the King of Prosecutors trophy. Speaking of that, there's something that bothers me. Yes? The trophy Mr. Marshall is holding. It's a little different than yours, right? Yes, you're right. I remember now. Remember what? That was what the official prosecutor's trophy looked like until 2 years ago. There's a story behind its design. A story? Sounds interesting. Would you mind telling it to us? It's simple, really. Contradiction. That's what the award's based on. Huh? This award originates from an ancient Chinese tale. In Chinese, the word contradiction is written with 2 characters. The first means halberd, and the second means shield. Have you heard this story? Me? Oh, sure, everyone knows that. Why don't you tell it, though, for Emma's sake? Very well. Long ago, in the kingdom of Chu, there was an arms merchant. One day, he presented the king with 2 items. The first was a halberd he claimed could slice through any shield or armor. The second was a shield he claimed could withstand any weapon. Wait a minute. Those claims contradict each other. I love how we get the, exciting, I found a contradiction music. Very perceptive. But then again, you've heard this story before, right? Anyway, as you mentioned, the very descriptions of these items discredit them both. When the king pointed this out, the merchant was left speechless, and thus the Chinese word for contradiction was born. Oh, I see. So the chipped shield and broken knife symbolize... Precisely so. They symbolize the merchant's items. The ancient tale ends with the merchant at a loss for words, but it's in our nature to pursue matters to their conclusion, even if it results in something as ugly as this. Wow. Thanks, Mr. Edgeworth. I learned something new today. That's funny. If that's so, then why were you only given a shield? You'll have to ask Chief Gant. 2 years ago, he had the halberd part of the award abolished. Chief Gant. Yeah, there's, something going on with that. 2 years ago, the halberd was removed at Gant's behest, giving it its current form. Okay. I don't think I'm any closer to getting the help I need from Gumshoe, though. If I present this to you... Right, please. I'm the prosecutor on this case. You don't expect me to sit here and discuss the case with you over a cup of tea. I'll pass on the tea. Just tell me about the case. Mr. Wright, Mr. Edgeworth just told you no in a very stylish manner. Whose side are you on anyway? Maybe if I just show him my best evidence, I can get some reaction out of him. Oh, what's my best evidence? Ooh. What did I just show him? I showed him the vase, I think. I'm gonna try this. No, that's not it. The picture? This picture was hanging on the wall in Chief Gant's office. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He had just started making... Oh, I think this is... Yeah, okay, we already did that. Oh no, am I gonna have to go through the whole thing? No. Nothing stands out to me as my best evidence, though. Oh, you know what, actually? I want to examine because he dropped something on the floor. I wonder what he was writing before. Come on, Mr. Wright. Let's take a look. You crazy? Edgeworth is sitting right there. Just distract him. I'll check it out. Hey, Edgeworth. Is that Detective Gumshoe out the window? There? Oh no! He's falling to the ground! Hold on. First, let me see what this girl's doing crawling around my feet. He didn't even look. What? Letter If you're having trouble reading, I'll read it for you. It says letter of resignation. Edgeworth. I guess that actually kind of makes sense. Given... Aw, jeez. Resignation? Edgeworth, you don't mean. I'm tired, right? I feel as if something inside me has died. But Mr. Edgeworth, none of it is your fault. I know the path I've walked. You don't need to tell me. And the path I've walked hasn't been a just one. I can't forgive myself for what I've done. And no one else should forgive me either. Uh-oh. I think he's serious. Mr. Wright, please, you have to do something. This letter of resignation. I wonder if I can use it for anything. Edgeworth's discarded letter of resignation. He's serious. I'm gonna assume... Oh, I want to see what happens if I talk to her about the window. Any new physics to do today, Emma? What a view! It must be nice to have an office on the 12th floor. I guess you would feel important. Incidentally, were you to jump out this window, your chance of fatality would be... Oh, I can't calculate that. 100%? Got it! 99.9998%. There's a 0.0002% chance you'd live? That does seem high. Okay. Everything else I think is probably the same. So I don't think there's anything else. I'm gonna go try talking to Gumshoe again. Oh, somebody else is here. Excuse me. Oh, right. Hi, Angel. Would either of you care for a quarter pound of roast beef? Miss Starr. I guess she's out of lunches. You certainly are the curious sort, aren't you? Kind of like the first person who sucked a cow's nipple to discover milk. Wow. Okay. Still, I never thought you'd go digging up that case from 2 years ago. Everyone in this trial was involved in the SL9 incident. Not only that, but the murder occurred on the very day the evidence from that case was due for transferal. This can't all be attributed to mere coincidence. Aren't you forgetting something? You know, that little scene I happened to witness? The instant Lana stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. No matter how much of the past you dig up, it won't change what I saw. Roast beef is meant to be savored when eaten. Miss Starr's hatred toward Lana. It all dates back to 2 years ago. Yeah, we'll talk to you too. Dark investigation. Joe Dark. That's a name I'll not soon forget. We trailed him for half a year. Oh, the pressure. Still, I don't think I was ever more alive than I was then. Those days were steamier than a bowl of hot gravy. Poor old Jake Marshall, though, must have been going through hell. You mean because of his brother's death? They were close, those two. After Neil died, something took over Jake. He became obsessed. Seeing Jake like that made her all the more desperate. Her? I mean, Lana? Lana Skye. My sister? The best of the best were put on that SL9 case. Of course, they were led by that legendary duo. Lana and Chief Gant. After the case closed, that legendary pair was the reason we were able to keep up in our investigation. That's why we were so shocked over how it turned out. You mean, with the forging of the evidence? Don't get me wrong, Joe Dark got what he deserved. Still, it was obvious the evidence produced in court was being manipulated. Items our team never found would suddenly appear, while other items were kept secret. But you don't have any proof anything illegal was done? I'm proof enough of what happened. After that case, all of us save Goodman were relieved of our duties. Most without even so much as an explanation. The Lana Skye transferred to the prosecutor's office and became chief prosecutor. Lana always wanted to be a prosecutor. Nothing's quite as simple as it appears. Huh? Lana Skye was merely being used as a pawn. That's my take on the matter. Yeah, Gant does seem like the overall mastermind here. She was being used? Okay, let's talk about the legendary duo. Damon Gant and Lana Skye. Gant led the investigation, with Lana second in command. They were the best. They solved all kinds of cases together, didn't they? Damon Gant's magnetism in particular was almost unreal. His magnetism? By that I mean his ability to attract evidence. He'd produced the most incredible evidence in the cases he handled. Incredible evidence? You mean... Oh yes, there were rumors about him even back then. No one dared confront him, though. I take it she's talking about forged evidence. Back then, everyone looked up to Lana. All the detectives wanted to be like her. Really? Oh yes, myself included. I was a fool, really. She hated anything crooked and always watched out for the other detectives. That's why she was so concerned for Jake. Mr. Marshall. When Jake's brother was murdered, she felt as if she had lost her own brother. If it wasn't for her, I don't think Jake would have ever recovered from his shock. That's what makes it all the more infuriating. Miss Starr. That's why I'll never be able to forgive her. Why did she have to turn so cold after that? Being used. Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office 2 years ago, didn't she? Yes, thanks to Chief Gant's powerful influence. Chief... That's right. Having solved the SL9 case, his position as chief was secured. There was only one thing left for him to control. And then no one could stand in his way. The prosecutor's office. What? You mean that's why Lana was transferred? If he could control the chief prosecutor, he could control the prosecutor's office. That must have been his goal all along. Yeah. But how could he control Lana? I don't know, but one thing's for sure. Ever since that case ended, she's never been the same. It's only logical to conclude. There must have been a reason for her change. At last, I'm finally getting close to the bottom of this ugly mess. Thank you, Miss Starr. You listen to me, rookie. Takes more than just ingredients to create fine cuisine. I hope you turn out to be a better chef than I've been. What is... Does Edgeworth have anything to say about this? Okay, I guess not. Does Lana? No. Does Gumshoe? Oh, you're back. You're still here? I gotta make 150 copies of these files. Brewing coffee, copying files, turning into a regular DJ. You're a DJ as well? If I'm not mistaken, I think he means desk jockey. Oh, that DJ. She takes notes. I love it. I gotta admire your persistency, but my answer's still no. Is persistency actually a word? Isn't it just persistence? I'm not letting in the chief's office, period. It'd be my neck on the line. That office is the last crime scene in the SL9 incident. I have to take a look in there. There's gotta be something we can do to make the detective change his mind. Well... I assume we can't just talk to him. Okay, yeah, I think I do need to present something. Do I have anything new? Oh, I've got this. Will this work? What's this crumpled up piece of paper? You care about Edgeworth, Gumshoe. You will care about this. No way, Mr. Edgeworth can't be serious. Is he ever not serious? I can't believe they pushed him to this far. Mr. Edgeworth really feels responsible. When I first met him, I thought he was as cold as ice, too. But I know different now. He trusted us detectives to provide him with sound evidence. But we betrayed him. Detective? That's it. I've made up my mind. But... Here, take my ID card. We can't do that. If someone found out, they wouldn't let you off the hook with another lost item report. Look at me. It's no secret I'm already out of the loop. After all, I'm friends with Mr. Edgeworth. Depending on how this case turns out, I may already be as good as terminated. What? So at least let me do this, for Mr. Edgeworth's sake. Alright, detective. Thank you. Okay, a police department ID card allows access to areas of the PD open to detectives. Gumshoe's ID tucked swiftly into pocket. Alright. Then I think we can go back to the chief's office. Dun dun. Here goes, Mr. Wright. Click. Beep. Dun dun. This is great. Okay. We're in! If anyone finds us now, Detective Gumshoe's a goner. If that happens, I'm counting on you to bail me out. Eek! Ah! Gumshoe, you have to stop sneaking up on people. Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I didn't even know you could slap a ghost. Ah! Detective Gumshoe, what are you doing sneaking up on us like that? I wasn't sneaking. I was just worried something might go wrong. So I came too. If you're here, then what's the point in giving us your ID card? Gumshoe's ID, crushed and rendered unusable in pocket. Hey, don't do that to my card! Oh my god. Give him back his card, Phoenix. I hardly ever get a chance to come in here, so I figured I'd have a look around myself. Besides, we're all in this together now. You really do want to get fired, don't you? Not if we're lucky. Come on, let's see what we can find out. Got a bad feeling about this. Okay. Let's examine first, because I'm very curious. It's got another vase over there. This is a safe, isn't it? Safe. That word is ripe with intrigue. Okay, if you say so. Looks like a code needs to be entered in the panel to open it. A 7-digit number. I think I might just know what it is. Do you know what it is? I have a hunch. Oh, I know. You want to try my birth date? It's, no. I'm not trying your birth date. I have a better idea. Here goes nothing. I do have an idea. That's my idea. Is it right? Yes, I was right. Okay. I knew Gant was the 7s. Bingo. What number did you enter? Whose birthday was that, pal? 777777. The final ID card number on the record. What? The number of the mysterious executive officer who entered the room that day. You mean 77777777? That ID number? I think you're 1 7 shy this time. This can only mean one thing. That's Chief Gant's ID number. Say, anyone care to look inside? Okay. Actually, maybe I should talk to him first before we get too far. Okay, so the chief's office. That desk on the other side of the room, was that your sister's? Yes, that's where I was waiting for Lana. On that day 2 years ago. Is anyone using it now? No, sir. This is entirely Chief Gant's office now. He practices a strict policy of preserving the crime scene. It's a strange reason to leave it there. He leaves it as a warning to everyone else. He wants us to always be alert. He told us so himself at our New Year's party. Of course, he was pretty intoxicated at the time. I see. So ever since Lana left, no one ever touches that desk? No one except Chief Gant. And the cleaning lady who's in here each morning. Still, 2 years have passed since that incident. Can't possibly be any clues remaining. Can I ask you something? Sure. You only came here to look around, right? Because it's one of the SL9 crime scenes. I mean, that's your only reason for coming here, isn't it? Why do you ask? You don't think... Nah, you wouldn't be. No. Oh, we do. We think Gant is guilty. I think he's guilty as fuck. No, there's no way. Never mind. Don't worry about it. Okay. Now then, let's look around a bit more. Hey, hold on. Not so fast, buddy. Huh? What is it? When someone tells you don't worry about it, it's supposed to start bothering you, pal. You don't just let it go at that. Sorry? This guy's starting to get on my nerves. No, I mean, Gumshoe's right. Okay, so what's bothering you? You two don't think Chief Gant might be a suspect, do you? What? He's right, Mr. Wright. What do we think of him? Chief Gant. So it's finally come to this. What do I think of him? Perhaps it's best I don't divulge my feelings yet. There you go, ignoring me again. Alright. But I do think he's a suspect. So let's look in here. Is there any money in there? How much does he have stashed away? Look, it's a shard from a broken cup? Oh, that's from the jar. Somehow looks familiar. Where have I seen this before? There's something else in here, too. What is this? Looks like a piece of leather cloth. Huh. With a handprint. This is a handprint, isn't it? Hey, I saw someone wearing a shirt like that once. Think the chief made up the design? I don't think so. Oh. Well, it was just a thought. Is that it? Is that all that was in the safe? Apparently so. It's empty now. A piece of cloth with a handprint on it, and a broken shard from a cup. They look like pieces of evidence. Yeah, but unless you can prove they have something to do with this case, I'm afraid I can't just let you take them. After all, it's my neck on the line here. Great. Now I have to prove their relevancy to get them. How are these two items related to the SL9 incident? Okay, well that's easy. Come on, there's got to be something we can show the detective. At least it's easy, for the jar. The handprint, I'm not so sure, except that maybe Marshall wears a leather jacket. Okay, let me just finish looking around. The chief's organ sure is a sight to behold. Occasionally we hear him playing it from the criminal affairs department. That's on the second floor, and this is the 15th floor of an entirely different building. When a detective screws up, the chief calls them to his office and makes them listen to the organ for hours. What's so bad about that? Music soothes the soul. After that, the detective can't hear anything for days except the ringing in their ears. So it's an instrument of punishment, literally. But aren't the chief's ears affected? He never listens to anyone anyway. That's beside the point. Look at that giant window. Makes you want to crash through it and jump outside. This is the 15th floor? I know, I was just saying. Saying what? Ever since making Detective, I've always dreamed about doing something like that. Note to self, Detective Gumshoe has a lot of dreams. So long as he doesn't go crashing through that window when he gets fired. Don't say that. Yeah, Phoenix, don't say that. These shelves are mostly empty. Lana must have cleaned them out when she transferred over to the prosecutor's office. There's a small picture frame on the left shelf. Hey! This is when Lana and I went on to that theme park. Huh. Okay. Well, I am actually out of time, so I'm going to have to finish examining this and then convincing Gumshoe about the relevancy of that evidence next time. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you then. Bye!